G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. We are here on the brand new expansion for Age of Empires 4. This is the Sultan's Ascend and we have a wonderful matchup for you today. Spawning in on the north side of the map in the colour teal, playing as the Delhi Sultanate, one of the OG civilizations. We've got Unknown. We don't know who he is, we don't know where he's from, but we do know he's Conqueror 3, so we're going to be in for an absolute beautiful game today. On the south side of the map in the colour orange, playing as Jeanne d'Arc, we've got Corvinus 1. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a casted game. We're here on Cliffside, one of my favourite new maps for Age of Empires 4. And if you're enjoying this Age of Empires 4 content, then I want you to go ahead and hit that like button, leave a subscribe if you haven't already. And let's talk about this map, because I'm going to be honest with you, the maps right now for Age of Empires 4 are the best they've ever been. This is the best map pool that we've ever had, and I'm loving it so far. I've been playing ranked a whole bunch so far this season, still yet to hit Conqueror 3. I'm Conqueror 2 at the moment, slowly getting up there. I tell you what, I've been playing a little bit with the Byzantines. It's been tough, man. It's been tough playing with the Byzantines. I'm curious though, which civilization have you been playing with, and is it balanced? Because I feel like at the moment devs have still got a little bit of tuning to do with the balance. So I'm looking forward to seeing what their first balance patch is going to have in the works for it. But I suspect we're probably going to get a Byzantine buff, and I'm looking forward to it. But anyway, let's get on with the game today, because we've got two civilizations, two civs that are pretty damn decent on a map like this. So starting off, we've got Delhi Sultanate, which have got access to 3 berry patches here. So I can already feel it. Unknown's going to be pretty happy with this map spawn, 2 backberries. On top of that, 3 sacred sites, which is always nice. And I think that's pretty much it. These are very wallable sacred sites. That's the other thing to note. I might posit just now that with the buff to walls for the Delhi Sultanate, that is a very big thing. Because now all of a sudden, you've got really an incentive to wall, because your walls are just that damn good. I guess that's probably the best way to think about it. I'd be looking at walling across the front here, get out a couple of early spearmen. Not on top of that, you're up against the Joan of Arc, which is the French variant civilization. So they're going to be looking for early knights. So it just feels like in this matchup, it makes sense to go for that early racks. I wouldn't be surprised to see it coming up in the transition period, but we'll keep an eye out though as to what exactly Unknown looks to do. But on the other side of the map, Corvinus now with the age up, it's going to be the School of Cavalry. No real surprise there. We can see Jeanne d'Arc slowly tapping away there. A couple of villagers going to be standing by as well to help her out with it. And slowly but steadily, Corvinus now going to be exploring out the back of his base. Now, I will also just shout out Corvinus. If you haven't already, make sure you check out his Twitch. He's streaming regularly over there, and you may also know him by the name Salami. So he did have a name change a while back, but of course it's still taking time for everybody to get familiar with the name. But Age Up now coming through on the other side of the map for Unknown, and it's going to be the Dome of the Faith. So looking to play a little bit more to the economic side of the Delhi Sultanate versus the more aggressive side. And have a look at that. Oh gosh, I tell you what, there's nothing more that you do not like seeing than a guy with 8 sheep following his scout. You know, there was a part of me that thought about it. I'm like, whenever I'm playing these civilizations that start berries, I want to take my first 3 sheep and just put it around on the back of my scout, because I know I'm not going to need them, but just to demotivate the enemy, I want to be like, you know, I want to go past their base with 17 sheep and just be like, yo, how's it going? Like, how can you possibly come back from being that much demotivated? It is 100%. That's the way to win. That is the way to win. You got to demotivate your enemy so much that they just go, no, I'm out. You know, I probably I actually did complain to the devs recently about spawns of sheeps on the map, and there's a little bit of a discussion going on at the moment with the top level players about RNG on maps. Let's just put it that way. Some maps, I noticed it in particular on a map. I think it was Gorge. I played a game and I explored the entire side of my map, and I got 2 sheep. And my opponent, I checked, they got 14 sheep. And I was like, surely it's not me. And I went back in and checked the replay, and yeah, surely it wasn't me. He had checked his side, I checked my side, he got 14, I got 2. And I was like, okay, something's got to be up here. But anyway, we start to see Corvinus coming out early. You know exactly what he's doing. The age up's already come through. He's looking to try and take this boar early on, and only bringing out the 5 villagers. I do like this play as well. Limits the amount of damage that can be done here in the event his enemy does come out here and looks to try and upset anything out on the board. It means he can drop an outpost and won't have too many issues. But you can see Joan now coming out here as a peasant. She's looking to try and get that stabby on, and keep in mind she's going to be able to tank up the majority of the damage here from the boar. I'm loving this early from Corvinus, a really smart move. Have a look at the experience she's about to get as well as she pulls back here. 50 experience coming through. That should be enough to level her up. will be able to throw down the self-heal coming through as well. Knight on the way out here. On that north side of the map, though, let's check in with his opponent, Corvinus. Now starting to see Sanctity on the way through. Stable thrown down, as you expect normally with this opening. Normally, the way I justify it is if you're going for Cavalry first, you want to open with Dome of the Faith. Otherwise, you can go into that Tower of Victory. But now Joan has indeed been upgraded. We can see that she's got those unique abilities through. Immediately pops the heal. Slowly going to be working her way back to full health here. The Knight together with Joan. Going to be looking to hunt anything they can find here. I wouldn't be surprised to see her move over to the other side of the map. There is another boar over there. This is something that I do suspect players are going to look to try and deny early on. And Ghazi Raider now coming out. And you can see immediately the Ghazi Raider heads towards the boar. Players are learning how to play around Joan of Arc. Obviously, 58% win rate, one of the most broken civilizations that there is currently when we look at those win rates. But I guess there's consideration that needs to be made. Number one, she's largely playing against new civilizations like the Byzantines, civilizations that require a PhD, civilizations that are basically just free wins at the moment. Outpost definitely not coming up in Lu right here. We can see that Ghazi Raider going to be forced to return back to base, but at the same time, towards that top side, Joan should be able to clean out the huntable boar without too much of a problem towards that top side. Now, here's another question for you. What do you find is the best composition to deal with Joan early on? Because this is a little bit of a difficult conundrum I was having myself, and I'll tell you why. So, the problem is, Joan of Arc has access to knights in Feudal Age, and knights beat everything in the Feudal Age except for spearmen. The problem is, with Joan of Arc, she's got access to the Wrath ability, Holy Wrath, which inflicts 20 damage in an AoE to any units, and that includes spearmen. And so one of the issues that I've got is that you can't really mass up spearmen because Joan just gets free AoEs off on you. So I'm left in this bit of an awkward spot. Like, what do I do here? Because I really don't know how to counter this combination. At least at the early stages. I mean, archers probably make sense because you can hit Joan, but then you're left open to the knights. But now let's take a look and see. As the knights come through, decent little spot. Joan gets a nice little AoE off. She's got one more in the bank here. Knights do come back. Nice little screen for them. Scout on Ghazi Raider action as well. Beautiful control coming in through from an unknown. And once again, that big damage coming off. Joan absolutely surviving through this. Not even looking to focus it down. She picks up a couple of experience points here. Knight tries to pull back the Ghazi Raider. Not going to be doing it in time. Heal comes off as well. Gets both of those knights. Decent amount of survival. And you can just see right now the power of Joan early on in this game. My gosh. Are there any words for that other than just beautiful? Beautiful control right there coming out from both of these players. And yet still at the end of the day, Corvinus stands strong. Very, very well done. Now she does this. I think she was just consecrating right there. So consecrating, we've seen the consecration come out on the School of Cavalry. Going to throw it down on, I think that's just it. That must have been the first one that's come through. So now I'm going to have those reduced cost Royal Knights coming through for Joan. At the same time, towards that top side. Let's check in with our Delhi Sultanate player. Keep in mind, Sanctity should have been through already. These scholars should have been out on the map already. Remember, the Ghazi Raider has also got that bonus damage against heavy units here. So they should technically be pretty decent here. You would expect into this matchup going 100% Ghazi Raiders with a few spears mixed in would make sense. We'll have to see exactly how it plays out, though, as are the scholars moving out yet? I wouldn't necessarily say this is a mistake, but I'd just say this is an absence of something that you want to be doing, right? Because if your enemy is sending out one knight to go neutralize the south one or west one, and then you've got to send another one and neutralize the east one, then there's one less enemy you're going to have to fight. But now that wall looks like it will get denied. Corvinus going to be able to spot this one out, and you can see that spearman going to be heading for the high hills. Unfortunately, he's outnumbered 5-1 on the knight numbers, and that's just not where you want to be. Sacred Site is now being captured on that west side, and expect to see Corvinus begin to move there in that direction immediately. Nice little bit of gold over here you can get for yourself, a little bit of experience. He's doing well so far with Joan. But now the Ghazi Raiders have made an attempt on this south side, and definitely the right call here. Is this the way that you deal with Joan early on? You just say, I'm not going to fight on your terms. Instead, you're going to fight on mine. But look at this. The Ghazi Raiders not paying attention. Vils managed to get out there. Only 1,000 taken off the board, but the Knights will be here to meet it. And I suspect you might be looking to throw down another outpost in its position. That's exactly what he looks to do here. So Corvinus not skipping a beat at all. Spearman up towards his top side. Will get picked off. A couple more spearmen sent up here as well. Sacred Site not actually... Oh no, it was captured. So this gold is starting to trickle in now for our Delhi player. And now also we have... Oh, look at the walls. Oh, look at the walls. Oh my gosh, I didn't even consider this as an option. You know, previously you would have had to come out all the way. You got to be careful with that awkward little gold vein. But I tell you what, the walls still need a little bit of work, but I'm loving it. The main issue I've got is walling around relics. If you've tried to wall around relics in this patch, you know how bad it feels. It feels terrible. And the worst part is if you accidentally wall to the relic, your enemy just like laughs at you as they pick up the relic and moves on with their life. Sacred site neutralized in the east. Over on the west. On the east side, we're looking like we're going to be starting up a new one over there. Numbers still not looking the best here for our Delhi player. And it's 1 TC up against 1 TC, and you can see that the Ghazi Raiders have just had to give up at this point, trying their best to find a way through, but not going to be having anything. Another Scholar now going to be going down here. He's taken out a couple of them so far in this game. Actually, did he take out the first one? I'm not sure if he did. Nice little wall coming up over here for Unknown as well, but once again, you want to be walling aggressively, if anything. Ideally, you'd love to see walls across all these stone and gold mines. Outpost. Looks like it might be coming here for free. Doesn't look like there's any emplacement on it. No villagers inside, and Joan going to continue getting experience. Does have access to a new Consecrate just about to come up here. There you go. Pops the heal as well. Let's see if she uses that Consecrate straight away. How much professional scouts coming through for our Delhi Sultanate player? So Consecrate here. It's just the one in the town center as well. She's going to get a slight advantage off that spears coming through. It's going to be spear on spear action, but this is the problem with Joan right now, is that the spears, if they ever try and engage, they're just going to get hit with that AoE damage from Joan. And you can see right now, she's underneath the town center. There's the big swing. So now all of a sudden, the enemy spears have, or the Joan of Arc spears have got that extra 20% damage bonus, and now they're just going to get cleaned up completely. But it looks like at the back, she will eventually go down. A really nice pickup, but look at the consequence, right? You're left with all of these units in your base, and sure, you've done well, but at the end of the day, guess who just comes back? She's like a vampire. Is it a vampire? It's a... What? No, it's a zombie. She's like a zombie. She just keeps coming back, and there's no cooldown on this. That's the other thing to note. It's not like... She can just instantly buy back. The buyback goes on cooldown. That's the other thing to note. It's kind of like Dota 2 if you play that game. You buy back, and then your buyback goes on cooldown, but then after 2 minutes, that's it. You're free to buy back again. So, let's see how she goes. Sacred Site lost over on the west side. He's done a wonderful job, Corvinus has, of keeping these Sacred Sites down and neutralizing out on the east as well. We've captured over on the west, though, and these are the walls I wanted to see. The problem is you're going to have a little bit of an opening down on here, so you'd probably want another wall in. But I feel like this is something that you've just got to be actively working towards, you know, like looking to wall off here. Because one of the great things about getting walls up is that's going to force your enemy to bring units there. And it's going to be a significant amount of units. Beautiful little job there with the AoE. Trying to get the surrounding. We'll be able to find a way on top. And that's going to be it for Joan. Cleaning her out and stalling out that level 3 for a little bit longer. Good night, sweet princess. It is time. And that's going to feel extra good because it's another 50 seconds until she's on the battlefield. Another 50 seconds before she can start gathering experience. And this buys you time now to go to Castle Age. But oof, I tell you what, nothing says sadness like 21 idle villagers under the town center with no enemy units in sight. That feels bad, man. But it looks like they have been cleaned up pretty quickly. Sacred sites slowly making their way through. I can't help feel like these walls have come in a little bit late. Had these walls come in, say, 6 minutes ago, about 7 minutes, it would have been absolute beautiful timing because then it denies a lot of your enemy's ability to react to you taking those sacred sites. But now we start to see those spearman numbers really building up here. At the same time, the archers will get picked off. He's up to 10 archers at the moment. 4 of them going to get picked off in this position here. He's got plenty more down here towards the south side. Keep in mind a little bit of an opening here. I'm not sure if he realizes. He thinks I think he may have thought he's walled himself off completely on that sacred site, but you and I both know there is a sneaky little passageway for those keen. Another wall towards the front here. Did get denied. And you can see it's about getting these walls out, but getting them out sooner. And I think that's where the problem is because Joan comes so quickly online to level 2. So she can begin getting out onto the map and she can contest spears. She can contest archers. What if they changed Joan from being heavy melee infantry to being light melee infantry? And then that way, but then I feel like, but then archers would make sense. But at the moment, it's like, she's just so damn tanky. Like, you could just keep her stats identical, but make her light melee infantry. And then at least that way, you get a little bit of bonus damage against her. Because the reality is, at the moment, it's like, you look at these archers, they're doing 5 damage. Best case scenario, doing 6 damage. Okay? So let's say 6 damage against that. So you're doing half damage, 50% damage. You're doing 3 damage a pop. And she is a soaking tank. Like, she's got 225 health on her. That's going to be tough to get through. But never mind that. We've got villagers under threat. Once again, look at the number difference between them right now. 50 military population against 19, but you wouldn't know it, would you? It doesn't feel like that. Where is the population coming out? It's got to be Ghazi Raiders, and that's exactly what it is. 16 Ghazi Raiders over on the opposite side of the map. I tell you what, how nice would it be to have those Ghazi Raiders come in and clean up the back of this military position. But now, let's bring on the income per minute, get an idea of where these players currently sit. It looks like about 1.9k coming through for our Delhi player, compared to Joan, who's sitting on about a similar number, maybe 1.6, 1.7, somewhere around that region. So not too bad, but indeed, it looks like, oh, this could be quite dangerous, because you're coming through essentially into a trap, but hold on, town center in the middle of the map. This is particularly bold. I think Corvinus might realize that I could neutralize this sacred site, but then I kind of expose all of my army over on that position. Wall comes up in the middle, but the army is still split up here. 65 versus 24 population. You can see Corvinus going to be tilting towards that castle age. If Joan goes for the fight here, I don't know if I feel positive about this. Archer numbers could look to try and pick this off, but you can see Joan's in the back there. She could look to spin to win here. I can tell you right now, her level 3 is just seconds away. I can feel it. There it is. Look at that. There it is. You wouldn't take that fight unless you knew that you were that close to it. And she does indeed take it. And look at the spin to win on the backside. Comes through, mounted up, trying to deal plenty of damage in the back, and she's doing it absolutely. 16 minutes into the game. Where are those Ghazi Raiders? Oh, they're coming on the way back here, but you can just feel how much these numbers have just gone in favor of Corvinus, even though he was just down so little. It's a huge swing in this fight, but now the surround comes through. It looks like the Ghazi Raiders should be able to do it as long as the archers make sure they focus down these spears here, and that's exactly what they do, pointing towards it. Scholar's going to come out here, should be able to offer a bit of assistance. 11 Scholars on the field at the moment, and looking to try and clean up Joan. You want to get that surround through. Do not let her escape. And unfortunately, it looks like she might escape here. You can see she's trying to deal damage, but unfortunately, oh, do we have another spin? I'm feeling another spin. Not too long to go before that next spin comes through. And look at her go, man. She tanks for days. The armor numbers are incredible here. Oh, gosh. And now she just gets away, because that's what she does. Keep in mind the archers are doing 1 damage to her at the moment. I guess, what if you made her like a light melee infantry unit and then a heavy melee cavalry unit? That way crossbows will counter her once she gets level 3. I kind of like that idea. Oh, she could get picked off though. Only 14 health. Was he paying attention? Is he going to get the shots off? He doesn't get the shots off. You got to take those opportunities. You got to take those opportunities, Unknown. Look at the military difference right now. Keep in mind, the castle age should be coming through here. Second TC did get thrown down. Where is that castle age? Did he just not go for it? He's gone for units instead. Keep in mind, he's got a lot of consecrated buildings here, so it will mean he'll be able to get more and more units out. And he's slowly working towards it, but still just a lack of food at this point. He had enough for castle, or at least about to. And now all of a sudden, it starts to feel like Delhi Sultanate's got a pretty damn good advantage. 2 sacred sites captured, third one's coming up. How you feeling over there, Joan of Arc? It doesn't look too good for you. Second TC in play could help with the scaling issues towards the mid-game. Compound of the defender coming out though. And you can feel this is the exact timing that you're looking for. The question's going to be, what unit comp does the Delhi Sultanate player go into once they hit the castle age? That's going to be the big thing for me, because the honest answer is I feel like it needs to be the Lancer. I didn't mean to rhyme it, but that's just how it goes sometimes. I think you could definitely take this fight. 15 versus 50, and she's going to try. Joan just pushing her luck here. Keep in mind, he can always go for the buyback, and he's got plenty of resources in the bank here. And Joan single-handedly trying her best to hold this position. Numbers not looking the best for her, though. 7 against 49. And now that sacred site, once again, looking solid. The age-ups come through. Look at the resources in the bank at the moment for Corvinus. Definitely not doing particularly well when it comes to just that state mentally. The APM's kind of gone out the window here. Only a little bit of food. How many vils have we got on? 44 vils on food. Jeez Louise, where are you getting them all from? Plenty down here. 21. What? Did you guys see that little villager just at the back here? Was it a wolf or something, maybe? Maybe a wolf? So 2 out of 3 sacred sites taken. Relics now, I need to hear those sounds. Where are those? Clink, 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 clink. I want to hear those sounds of relics getting picked up. They're in easy to access positions here. I wouldn't be surprised if you get all 4 of them. Where's the 5th one? Oh, good luck with that one. That's right in the back of the base. Royal Institute now going to be coming up. Beautifully positioned here. 21 villagers on this. He's got enough resources in the bank. Could look for Royal Bloodlines as an upgrade. He's still got villagers on gold as well, which means he's thinking about getting something in the Royal Institute. You want to go for high impact off the Royal Institute. But now, moving over towards that east side, what upgrades do we see coming through? Looks like it's going to be veterancy for the Spearmen. Definitely makes a lot of sense. Veterancy for the Archers. Veterancy for the Ghazi Raiders as well. And at this point, things are going well for the Delhi Sultanate player. The main thing here, make Lancers, wait for upgrades, don't fight until you've got them. That's the key here. Pick up relics as well. We want to see those relics getting picked up. He's got 3 at the moment in the bag, and now towards the middle of the map, you just let this go. Let it go. And Royal Bloodlines is on the way through. We also see veterancy coming through for the Royal Knights. This right here is just where you want to avoid it completely. He's going into crossbows. This is definitely fine here. I think this is absolutely A-okay. The problem's going to be that Joan is very powerful, and we got to respect her. But now looking to come through. Once again, this becomes about making sure we just allow them to take the sacred site. These walls are only just coming up now. I feel like, you know what? I really want to be rushing these walls up because veterancy's come through on the Royal Knights and we don't really have a way to deal with them. We got a couple of spears in the back pocket. Lancers are on the way through. Scholars, you know what? You've probably got enough of them at the moment. And now rushing to get these walls up, just knowing how important it is to prevent the enemy from coming through until we've got our upgrades. That's what we're waiting on. And the question is, where are all these scholars? Are they packed inside domes of the faith and mosques? Because it doesn't look like it. You've got 11 scholars out, 12 scholars out at the moment. Get them in there. Get them doing something. Get them studying. Show them the way. Compound of the Defender coming through not too long before the village fortresses arrive. We've picked up 3 relics still. Where's that 4th one? 4th one up towards the backside. Still yet to pick that one up. Sacred Site neutralized, and we've taken the one over on the east. Okay, things are going well for our Delhi player. Joan, question is, because it sits currently with her the advantage. Actually, I take it back. The advantage definitely sits with the Delhi Sultanate player. What I meant was the ball sits in the court of Joan. How is she going to look to play this? How does Corvinus look to try and take advantage? Veterancy now arriving. This is really key here. The veterancy coming through. Still yet to pick that up on the archers. +2 on the ranged armor. +2 on melee armor. +2 on melee attack coming through right now. Picking up all of the ranged, all of the upgrades. At the same time, 4th relic coming through. But still these numbers not looking the best. 71 versus 23. Right now, Corvinus fighting a huge battle, but we can see that these Royal Bloodline Knights are through. 310 health together with Joan of Arc, who's going to be looking now to take the fight. 72 against 24. Talk about an uphill battle, and Joan getting the first of the spins to win off. In the backside, the Arbaletier looking to try and assist a bit on the front. Now there's the first Lancer rolling on through. Joan gets another spin in, throws the heel down as well, and just continues. The problem's going to be about focusing down. Where are the Ghazi Raiders? We need the big spin as well. Joan really doing a decent job now. I think that's 3 spins that she's got. 1 more maybe in the bank here. Still cleaning up here. Wallalow defensive a little bit early. Not going to be able to... Oh, okay, all right. I'll pay it. I'll pay it. Where are those Ghazi Raiders, though? We gotta find out where those damn Ghazi Raiders are, because they are nowhere to be seen right now. There they are, finally making their way back. Keep in mind, they've got veterancy, and we need them to chase away these Royal Knights. And I'm starting to wonder. I'm starting to worry, because the numbers right now not looking the best, and you can see he's going to try and focus down Joan. No, he's not. Oh, no, the spin on top of it. All the damage coming through. Royal Knights complementing Joan perfectly. The Ghazi Raiders going to be making their way onto the backline, but you can see the Knights wonderfully covering and just trying their best single-handedly. Meanwhile, in the base, though, Joan just running rampage through. Big spin on top of it. Once again, what are the numbers looking like right now? There's no way she's turned it that heavily. 32 to 41. She's barely lost a single unit. Another spin. And finally, after 600 health, Joan goes down, but guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Just like the Eminem song, you know she is back again, and this time it's for serious. This time, I'm a little bit scared. All right, so the advantage of the Delhi player. How does it currently look? Well, you've got 4 relics, okay, 2 sacred sites. All right, not bad. Slight villager deficit at the moment, but you do have your upgrades coming through. You've got your +2s online. Your veterancies are all through here. The main thing that we're looking for now is to keep the game alive. So dropping a keep would be really, really important for us here. Where are those keeps? I see villagers out on that west side, but I don't see any in the base. And now all of a sudden the Knights come through. Joan's back for round 2, and it is time to go. Ghazi Raiders onto the backside. Arbaletier numbers looking solid. Going to be able to easily deal with any of these men-at-arms towards the front side. Lancer coming out now. Spearmen doing it. They're a little bit on the back, but the Ghazi Raiders just going to be trying their best to deal with any of the reinforcements, and you can see Joan on the front just tanking up all the shots here. 50% extra damage reduction right there at level 3. Another spin to win, and I think that's going to be it. Look at the numbers somehow coming from an absolutely overwhelming deficit. Corvinus pilots Joan of Arc. Oh, she got level 4 at 24 minutes in. Level 4, I did not expect this, and she just immediately knights the Royal Knights. 716 damage. Good luck! Oh my god, I did not expect to see that. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and check him out. Corvinus, I tell you what, if you need a pilot for your Joan of Arc, make sure you look no further than Corvinus. That was beautiful coming out right there. I did not expect to see level 4 that early. That was ludicrous. We'll catch you guys in the next one.